We doing it again? Here we are, buddy.
Freaking podcast.
And we're back, baby. Episode someteen. We're in the teens.
Someteen.
Episode someteen. I don't know which one it is, but I know we're in the teens now.
That's okay. I mean, I honestly was, when we went past 10, I was kind of surprised, but, you know.
Yeah, that's a little surprising.
It's, is what it is.
Can you see me?
You're kind of camouflaged.
Kinda. If I was in the ocean.
Like I'm standing next to a swimming pool.
I know. So, I love these habit shirts.
I do too.
Especially for this time of year. It's hot out, and people are like, oh, it's a hoodie.
But
and people are like, how can you wear that? It's so hot
thin.
outside. Oh, it's so thin, like I can legit see through it.
And it's got the little, what do they call that? A little breathable jersey mesh stuff.
Also, solar factor protects you from the sun. So I get asked, and we're in Oklahoma. Obviously, if you're along the coast, these shirts are pretty normal.
Oh, yeah.
These are what guys that are fishing out in the sun, off the coast, fishing guides, stuff like that, wear shirts like this because they need to be protected from the sun, but they also want to be cool. Not like cool, like, hey, look at me.
I think it's both.
Well, it's a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
But it's mainly about protecting you from the sun, but also being in an incredible, breathable fabric.
I've swam in those every day that I've ever gone swimming since we've got them.
You remember Jim Gaffigan's bit about being the fat guy swimming in a long
and now I'm in a long sleeve hoodie. What's that guy? What's the Unabomber doing in the pool over there?
Spot on.
Yeah,
spot on. Anyway, but this is Habit is our clothing sponsor, and they make these incredible shirts. And so if you're wondering, like, why is Brad wearing a hoodie in the summer? It's not really a hoodie.
It's almost like you don't have a shirt on.
It's almost like I don't have a shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's almost like it.
Yep. I'm feeling it. Feel that breeze.
Yeah.
Blow across my chest hair.
You feel that breeze?
There's no breeze, actually.
I don't feel any breeze. I'm literally melting.
It is hot. Now you over here, you're rocking some.
Last week was hot. Today's hot.
It is hot. It is hot today. I'm rocking the old Vortex hat. All right, one of our optics partner. But you over here, you got a couple spawns. Look at you. You went for it today. You rocked a PSC last week. I remember that.
I came to play. I brought my Thorn hat.
You got your Thorn Broadheads hat on today.
And our newest.
One of our newest partners, JTS Shotguns. That's a good-looking shirt.
It is a cool-looking shirt.
Yeah. Very, very
very cool. I mean, they got, like, everything you can get print on. They got on the sleeves. Yeah. It's got, like, a bunch of stuff the definition back. Deal on the back.
It's very nice.
It's a full print.
It's a good shirt you got.
Full print.
Yeah, no, it looks great, buddy. Looks really good. Anyway, we talked in our last podcast about how it would be a good idea for us to talk about the process of production.
We
get a lot of questions
feel sorry
about that.
For us.
We want people to feel sorry for us. But I feel like people just, don't know the process.
I think a lot of people just don't. They think it's easier than it actually is.
Yes.
And I mean, we know that from just working with clients about putting videos and stuff.
Oh
together.
yeah, people think, well,
can you just throw it together? Like, well,
no.
Yeah, throw it together takes a minimum of 3 days.
Yeah.
And that's breaking it.
And that's because we don't do anything
junk.
Yeah. You can do it if you do it junk.
Yeah, no, I can go out with my iPhone and put it together in iMovie on my phone, which for some situations, I'm not dogging it.
No?
Not dogging it.
No.
For some situations, that works fantastically.
Right.
And no one would ever know the difference. But sometimes if you want it to be at another level, the level that people expect it to be, then it takes time.
It takes time.
It takes a
little bit of time to pull that off. So, that being said, we're going to talk about the production side of Final Descent Outdoors. We have some great guys that film for us.
We do have a lot of guys.
Should I try to walk through each guy?
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
We have, obviously, myself.
Yeah.
Host of the show, the full-time guy. This is my gig, full-time. And then, obviously, you are the other dude a part of this as our producer. And then outside of me and you,
real official titles.
Yeah, the dude,
the full-time guy, and the dude.
That does kind of sound bad. I apologize.
We're a professional organization.
We are. We definitely are. We're definitely pros. Anyway, so everything. We have these guys that film for us outside of me, because if it was up to me to come up with 13 episodes, we'd be in trouble.
You'd be gone like all the time.
I'd be gone all the time, and we'd be showing, about 7 episodes didn't have a kill in it. Probably.
Just following your...
I tell people all the time, like, I'm not the best hunter in the world. I mean, I'm not. I feel I'm knowledgeable, but, there's just some guys, and a lot of it is location.
And you've got 4 children.
I do, and so it does make it hard. But it is location. Some of our guys just have incredible ground to hunt on. We joke, I'll start off by talking about Paul Powers.
Mm-hmm.
Paul's one of our pro staffers. Paul has killed some giants, a 196, 180s, he just consistently kills 160, 170, 180 deer in Oklahoma, all free range. And Paul's one of those guys I grew up with Paul. Me and Paul were kids, grew up together. My mom and dad were friends with his mom and dad, and I used to play, football in his hallway. I can tell you a funny story. One time, me and Paul were playing football in his hallway. Did you ever play hallway football?
Oh yeah.
You throw, and there's nowhere to go. It's basically just a tackling drill.
It's just Oklahoma drill.
It's just Oklahoma drill.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I kicked off to Paul. All right, my kickoff, I threw the ball down the hall, and I hit the light fixture.
Oh yeah.
And it fell, and it broke. And I heard Big John Powers. I heard that recliner pop. You know the recliner pop?
Stink.
Oh, yeah. And it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to get in so much trouble. And I remember looking back, and here comes John running down the hallway.
Yeah.
And I'm on one end of the hall, and he's on the other. Like, I'm the closest to the living room.
You're the closest to the pain.
And I'm like, I just remember like ducking down, like I'm laying on the floor, like waiting for just this spanking, this whooping to take place. This segment is brought to you by Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad.
That's definitely a BNSF.
That's BNSF right there.
That can tell by the town of the tooter.
Yeah, that's not Amtrak today.
Nope.
Rolling by. Anyway, it's so funny that this is a part of what we do.
Welcome to professionalism.
Anyway, Big John jumps over me. Just jumps over me and goes straight to Paul. And beats that kid got a whooping like you wouldn't believe. Like, he just spanks his butt, man. Like, his belt off. It's like, whack, whack. And Paul the whole time was like, it was Brad. He just threw me under the bus, man. But it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Because John's like, I'm not beating my kid, this guest, but I'm going to beat my kid.
Yeah.
And so he gave him a whooping. And then another time, me and Paul were fishing together, and Paul walked behind me, and I didn't know he was behind me. And I go to cast.
Oh, man.
And I buried an H&H spinner in the back of Paul's head.
Ugh.
Set the hook on him, baby.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah. And so me and Paul have had some good moments growing up together as kids. But
good?
Paul, it was good for me. It was all good for me. Anyway.
Man.
So Paul's been on our staff, one of the longest staff members we've had. And even since I was a kid, Paul was one of the first guys that started bow hunting out in western Oklahoma that I remember. And he would go and sit down. He'd hunt off windmills. Not a lot of trees. He would climb up on the platform of a windmill and hunt. And he just starts killing big deer. He's just got it in him, and he's one of those guys that just consistently kills big deer. He's out of the Duncan, Marlow, Oklahoma area. He's got great ground down there. One of our field staffers down there with him, Johnny Maxwell. Mm-hmm. Johnny's got an incredible story. We almost lost Johnny.
Yeah.
He ended up having a Widowmaker heart attack and almost died.
Yeah.
And so one of my favorite episodes we've ever done was Widowmaker.
Yeah.
We told Johnny's story probably
really
2 seasons ago, probably season 9.
Very good.
It was a great episode, and that's the episode Paul kills a 196 in.
Yeah.
So anyway, just good. two great staff guys for us. We've got Justin James and Trenton Gaines out in Wheeler, Texas. And those guys consistently every year just get it done. You know, they do a great job filming for us. We've got Adam Nicholas. Adam and his wife Ashley both do a ton of hunting. One of my favorite episodes was them, and I performed their wedding, impromptu camo wedding.
Yeah.
And we kind of cheered that story, and his wife killed a great deer a couple years ago, pregnant, with a muzzleloader. That was a lot of fun. Adam killed a stud, too, in that episode. But Adam filmed for Buck Ventures before he came over and filmed with us, and so he had a lot of experience. And he's been with us a long time.
Yeah.
Adam's been with us a long time. Great dude. And then we got Jeremy Roland out in Iowa. Well, there's just trash deer out there. I mean, I don't know how he kills a big deer ever in the state of Iowa, southern Iowa. I don't know how he ever gets it done, but somehow he consistently kills giants. I'm joking. Jeremy has incredible ground, consistently kills great deer for us with a bow, with a muzzleloader. The dude is just good at it. And he killed one of the biggest 8-pointers ever. 178-inch 8-pointer.
Period.
That is an incredible episode. You get to see an unbelievable deer. Like, probably the biggest 8-pointer maybe ever killed on camera.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was that season 10?
That was last season, yeah.
Last season. Golly, man. Jeremy does a great job for us.
I loved that song.
It was a good episode. It's an incredible deer. He missed him the day before.
Yeah.
Didn't get it done.
Just cool.
Came back the next day and killed him.
Yeah.
Came out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You know, like acting like a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Just a giant. Anyway, so we got Jeremy Roland. Always does a great job for us. We got Mark and Deb Hudson. Man, you know, like, they don't hunt a ton.
They're good people.
But, dude, they do so much. Like, we host a bunch of sponsors every year, you know, and his wife, Deb, always comes out, cooks all of her food. For, like, the Thorn guys coming home. Deb's our cook. She comes and spends a week and cooks 3 meals a day.
Good food, too.
And it's unbelievable.
It's good food, too.
Right. Yep. And she's got a boyfriend out there. A whip. A whip likes Deb. Yeah. He likes Deb. He comes and drinks coffee in my kitchen.
That's why you got the good deal, I think.
I think that's why I got a good deal on that plumbing issue we had at the old cabin last year.
Because of Deb. You're welcome.
Yep. Deb helped us out. But Mark and Deb Hudson do a great job for us every year. We got Brant Hill just down the road.
Old Brant.
Old Brant. I ain't seen Brant in like 5 years.
We own a tractor with that guy.
I know. That was a mistake. I'm just kidding. Brant was my hunt buddy, man. Like, and then he got married and
ditched you.
He ditched me. He kicked me to the curb. I don't hang out with Brant very much.
Yeah.
I really like the guy.
Yeah.
I just don't see him very much. He's also making a lot of money, just you know, out doing his thing.
He's got a lot of work going on.
He does. Does construction stuff. But Brant hunts Texas, hunts Oklahoma, always does a great job. Good dude, man. And then we got Eric Worley.
Squirrely Whirly.
Squirrely Whirly. We got Eric Worley. He's actually a distant cousin of mine. So he's related to me. Him and his wife, Caitlin, both do great job filming and consistently, you know, turned in great deer as well for us. Jake and John Cornish. Who actually help not only just filming, but they're on the back end of this thing.
They're on the back end.
Yeah. How many episodes so far is his Jake?
Jake's edited somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 8, something like that.
Altogether?
Yeah. Altogether.
He does a good job for us editing, you know, episodes.
Does a fantastic job.
Oh, he's a great editor.
Storyteller.
Yeah, him and John both are really talented with the camera and in post-production as well.
It's good to have somebody that really knows how to tell a story with the editing process.
No doubt.
That is a lot of people. I've met a lot of people that can edit. It's very rare to find people that can edit and tell a story.
Yeah, that's right.
With their edit.
Yeah, and we've learned that.
Yeah.
We've learned that. And then you've got Daniel Arms Family Homestead. Daniel films for us down in Sulphur, America, and does a great job. His kids are killing critters all the time, Houston and Emily and all that. So Daniel does a great job filming for us. And then let's see who else we got. We got our Kentucky brethren. We got Brandon Riley and Jonathan. That are in Kentucky, Mayfield, Kentucky area. They do a great job down there for us as well. We'll see some of their faces on some episodes this year. So excited about that. Let's see, who else? Who am I missing? I know I'm missing some more guys. Anyway, basically we.
Oh, Brett Whipwill.
Oh yeah, I can't forget about old Brett and Noel both.
Noel.
Yeah, Brett Will. I've known Brett a long time. Brett used to own Swivel and Tree Stands. Probably our funniest episode we've done on our podcast. Brett was a guest. Where there's a will, there's a way, I think's the name of it. This segment is brought to you by, that's Burlington Northern.
Burlington Northern.
The old trains are busy today. Burlington Northern, Santa Fe, rolling through. Anyway, so Brett Will. I've known Brett a long time. Brett used to own Swivel and Tree Stands and was a sponsor of Final Descent Outdoors. And he got out of the tree stand business. He's an electrician by trade. And Brett is our land management specialist, and he's done a poor job this year. He has not been out west one time. But guess what? I haven't either. Yeah. And so I tried to go this weekend. I said, hey, man, can we run out and spend a day and at least just make a list of all the things that we need to do over the next couple of weeks? And he said, sure. And then he lets me know and says, hey, man, I can't. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to make it. You know why? He's playing golf.
He's golfing on you.
He's in a golf tournament. I said, I can't do it. I gotta go. I'm in a golf tournament.
Golfing.
Yeah. It's time to get your priorities straight, Brett. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, whip. Can't hold down the whip.
Yep. Can't do it. If you watch, so we joked and gave him this nickname Whip, and so if you watch the credits of Final Descent Outdoors, there's a inside joke in our credits. We've named Brett. It's Brett parentheses Whip Will. And nope, that's just for me and you.
That's just for us and Brett
and nobody else. And so that's a little golden nugget.
That's what happens when we get to be in charge of production. We get to have our nuggets.
We get to do whatever we want.
Whatever we want to do.
That's right.
We do it.
We do it. Anyway, and then Noel Evans. Noel handles new business development stuff for us, and he's out of Katy, Texas, down around Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't shoot a bow well. He listens to all the podcasts.
I know this is going to be good.
We just shared. We did a hog hunt. And it was a great episode with PSE. Had our buddy Cade, who was on one of the podcasts with us. And we went and hunted with Hog Wild Adventures outside of Houston. Most unbelievable.
Oh,
one of the most unbelievable hunts I've ever
I
been
can't
a part
wait
of.
to go back to do it again.
I know. We're going when it's not hot.
Yeah, not hot.
Well, I don't know if Houston's ever not hot, but we're going to go when it's not as hot.
Not hotter.
Right. Anyway, and I killed several hogs. Cade killed like a army of hogs. Just a slew.
8 hogs.
He shot 8 pigs. I shot 3.
8 hogs.
And you killed one.
Shot one with the crossbow.
It was incredible. That was a lot of fun. That was a fun part of the episode.
Yeah. Mine had the best squeal of all of them.
Yeah. Well. He was leaving.
He was not happy.
No.
Not happy.
That old thorn broadhead.
Yeah, they had a sizable hole.
Did him dirty.
Yeah.
Anyways, did you shoot it with a rift?
Shot him with a 2.2 inch rift.
Yeah.
It had a hole at
least 2.2 inches.
Yeah, at least 2.2 inches, give or take.
Yeah. Just
more on the give.
Yeah, it was brutal. Anyway, and then we were like, all right, Noel, we'll let you,
All right, it's Noel's turn.
Noel's turn. That poor guy.
He was on the struggle bus.
He was struggle bussing, man.
Struggle bus.
He missed. He shot a log. It was a good log.
It was a mature log.
Real mature log.
That was the social media video.
Yeah, we made a social media video. So you don't follow us on social media. We made a video that was on our Facebook that is just following Noel on his first miss. I mean, over the shoulder, beautiful. Got this sow, got all these bunch of piglets with her, and he misses and shoots a log. And
Cade shot a log a day before that, which was so it made it even more fun.
Yeah, so we had a couple log kills.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Noel, I'm just kidding. Noel shoots a bow really well. It was on the struggle bus that day. Happens to us all. So
everybody has it.
Noel, don't quit. Don't get all butt hurt.
Yeah, don't get butt hurt.
All right.
It was You did it for us. We needed that little fodder, that
We
social
did.
media
No,
fodder.
we did. It was good.
It was good. It was a funny video.
It was a funny video.
It was a really funny video. In that moment, we did also have one of the sketchier moments of being in that whole hunt was when them two giant boars came in, and you and me were both looking for trees.
Yeah, man. And the bad part was, now looking back at it, is that Noel probably would have missed them. I mean, odds.
Noel's quitting.
Odds.
Noel's done.
Odds are.
If we learned anything,
odds are Noel was going to miss those pigs.
he was just going to wing one.
Statistically speaking, from the weekend,
Just going to tick them off.
and they were going to break and run.
And
And
try to
all
put their
I had was a
tusks.
tripod.
Yeah. I had a crossbow that was loaded and ready to go. I was going to smoke one of them right in the medulla.
Right.
Right in the eyeball.
I was going to find a tree.
Yes.
To climb.
Yes.
And so anyway, there were two big boars, 250
They were
plus.
big.
Yeah.
They were 250 plus. Easy.
Yeah, big,
all day
big
long.
boars. Anyway, but man, poor Noel. Like, he's not here to defend himself, so it is what it is. Anyway, but Noel also films for us, and I'm sure I left somebody out, and I apologize. And they're gonna quit. They're gonna be like, "Well, Brad forgot my name."
Yeah.
Anyway, it wasn't on purpose. I promise. I love all you guys. They do a great job. So what happens is these guys, we kind of turn them loose. They go film their hunts and adventures. Oh, Rick Thomas. I forgot Rick.
Oh, yeah, Rick.
Rick, man. Rick's our elder of the staff. Rick's filmed a long time. Rick does a great job. His Alaska episodes,
They were phenomenal.
probably the two best episodes we've ever done.
They were phenomenal. Yeah.
He just, golly. And man, you talk about a dude that loves the Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Great guy.
Oh, yeah.
Just a good dude.
Just all around.
Rick Thomas is just awesome. Does a great job.
Does a great job.
Yeah. So Rick is awesome. So anyway, I'm sure there's somebody else that I skipped over, and I didn't mean to. There's 20.
There's a lot of them.
There's like 20 altogether.
You can see
Field
them all
staff
on the
and pro staff.
website.
Yeah, you go to our website.
If
Read
we were
the
smart,
bio.
we would have pulled it up and had it ready.
Well, we're not.
Yeah.
We
Professional.
don't plan anything out.
No, this is all
Not on
just off
this
the cuff.
aspect.
All
This is the only thing that we just wing it.
because it's funner. More fun that way.
Mm-hmm. Is funner a word?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's a southern word,
Yep.
but not a real word.
Gotcha. Anyway, so what happens? We turn these guys loose. They go out and film. And at the end of the year, I give them a date that they never honor.
No.
I say February 15th,
Makes me want to pull my beard out.
your footage is due. And so guys send their footage into us. And then what happens is it all comes to me. And so the very first thing that happens is that I begin to lay out these 13 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I get to watch footage. I watch everybody's footage. I go through it. I comb through it. I watch it. And you got to realize that, like Rick, for instance, he goes to Alaska. We got 2 episodes out of that. But he goes to Alaska. And he has how many hours of footage?
Oh, it was like 6 hours, 7 hours footage.
6-7 hours of footage. Well, a show of actual footage, of hunting footage, is 19 minutes and 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
When you take out commercial breaks, all that stuff, we have 19 minutes and 30 seconds. So of these 6 hours, we're going to have 2 episodes that are 19 minutes and 30 seconds. So there's a lot of shrinking down that has to take place to this footage. So that's kind of what happens. These guys will turn their footage in. We go through it. I say me. I go through it, and I'll shrink it down and lay out basically a storyboard for each episode. And I'll piece these hunts together. So we may have, T.W. Norman's hunt in Iowa paired with Justin James's bow hunt in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And we put those together, and we find a common ground. We find a theme, and we write a script, and we piece those hunts together,
Mm-hmm.
right, for an episode. And so I go through everybody's footage, and then we use Dropbox because it consistently takes care of us. We've never had it just randomly delete footage before, have we, Adam?
We're gonna get dark on this one, huh?
Well, I'm just being honest
Just
about
part
our
of the
situation.
production process.
It's
huh?
part of the production process.
Yeah, we
You know
had
what I mean?
we had a major issue with Dropbox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have.
It was a dark time. We don't speak of it very often just because it takes both of us to a very, very, very bad place.
Yes.
We have, in total, storage-wise, somewhere in the ballpark of around 36 terabytes of footage.
Right.
And that's just maybe like 4 or 5 seasons worth.
Right. Yeah, it's not all up there.
It's not all of it.
Someone's just done some old hard drives in here in the old office.
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably the safest place for them.
Probably so.
But we had a catastrophic event where we lost about 16 terabytes. 16 terabytes of footage.
It was horrible.
With Dropbox.
Some of it unrecoverable.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Yep. Never got it back.
I would probably say 80% of it.
Yep.
Unrecoverable.
Yeah.
And when I confronted them about that, they said that I was the one who deleted it, which made me way
like you did,
happier.
like at 4 a.m.
Yeah, like
4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Adam Carter deleted this footage.
Yeah, and they stuck to their guns on it and said somehow, some way, your user deleted it. And I said, guys, I was literally in bed, and I don't even think my computer was turned on. But yeah. We got through it.
How many of them said it was that Brad Clay deleted?
None of them.
Yeah, that's right.
None of them.
That's right.
None of them.
All Adam Carter.
All me. And apparently I sleepwalk.
You sleep delete.
Sleep delete.
Deleting footage.
Sleep delete. But we got through it. We managed. We've recovered.
I feel horrible because I did have footage for Woodhaven.
Yeah, we had.
I had an incredible hunt I filmed for Mark Scroggins with Woodhaven Custom Calls, and they were going to use it. Woodhaven was going to use it on their YouTube channel, and gone.
Yeah,
gone. Any clip that was over 30 seconds, it deleted.
Yeah, which is so random.
So random. It was just gone. And we lost it forever. And now Woodhaven is no longer our sponsor. I'm just kidding. That's not true. Woodhaven is still our sponsor.
Yeah, they are. They're still around. They
forgave me.
us.
Mark's a great guy. And so he's forgiven us on that. We need to have Mark on, too, because Mark's a local guy. He's an Okie.
Yeah.
Woodhaven's marketing guy. He's a local guy. I need to talk him into coming up here and sitting down with us, plopping him right here in between us.
That would be warm.
It would be warm. That may be a new locale.
Might have to move for that one.
Yeah. You know what I'm excited about?
What is that?
When we're filming this in coats.
Yeah.
We're in here and it's like 40 in this building. Doesn't that sound incredible?
It does sound really nice.
It does sound
We'll complain about
nice.
The cold during that, though.
We will complain about the cold then as well. Anyway, so we store our footage on the Dropbox. We load it up.
And now.
And backed up.
And now on 3 other backups because I ain't playing that no more.
We can't trust it.
No.
You can't trust it at all. Anyway, so the footage comes in. We store it up. And I map it all out. And
write scripts.
We get all that done. And then the next process is actually shooting interviews.
Shooting all of the interviews. All of the things that are you guiding us through the show.
Right, walking us through an episode.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so we get together. It's usually just me and you.
Yeah.
Run a lapel mic. Run a shotgun mic.
A boom, yeah.
And we shoot. And we do things a little bit different than a lot of other shows. A lot of shows have a studio.
A set.
Similar to what would be behind me. You know, you could sit on some stools and you could shoot, you know. But we don't do that.
No.
We got to make things difficult.
Yeah.
Because that's easy.
That's the easy way to do it.
In the AC.
I mean, that was something that started when I came along in season 4, didn't it?
It did.
Because I was like, hey, why don't we do something that's not boring?
Yeah. And that's not slinging mud at anybody.
No, it's not.
This was just our way. And then the other aspect is that people all the time is like, there's so many commercials in hunting shows. They're always promoting a product. We're paid programming.
Yes, we are.
We pay the network to air our show, and it costs a lot of money.
Lots of money.
Yes, 6 figures.
6 figures of money.
To do what we do. And so it costs a lot of money. And so Vortex and Thorn Broadheads and JTS shotguns over here, those guys write checks to us and help us with all those things so that we're able to pay our bills and continue to do shows. So we promote them, but we try to do that with.
We don't want to make it on the nose.
We don't want to make it as NASCAR.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, bam, logo in your face. So we're always interacting with the product.
Just using something the way it's supposed to be used.
Right. So we're on a Kubota tractor, or we're shooting our PSC bow, or our CVA rifle, whatever it is. We've kind of got it, flexed out to be able to work. And that's what we do. Mm-hmm. And so we interact with the product. We're doing something. And
the goal is always to do it in the spring, and we end up shooting them in the middle of July.
Yes, and it's hot, and
it's sweaty, and cameras overheat.
All those things. Yeah, it's all those things, right?
It's all of them things.
Anyway, so it is what it is.
Yeah, and then from there,
we shoot the interviews.
Yeah,
sometimes that involves that staff member. If we're able to make that work, and the staff member is able to be a part of that episode's interviews, we shoot with them. If not, it's just me. But I'm in obviously every one of them, and that includes writing the devotion, which is a big part of what we do, ending with the devotional thought and, presenting the gospel, all the things that we do. And so anyway, so we film that, and then what happens next, Dad?
Then from there, a lot of that will usually get handed over to me, and we'll figure out a plan of either I'm editing it or you're editing it, or we're bringing in Jake or other people to be able to put things together. And from there, we go through 1, 2, 3 drafts of an edit.
Yep.
And then we go in and do the graphics, the overlays.
Finalize it.
All the stuff, color
and sound.
And after that, it's
closed captioning.
We send it to closed captioning, and we get all that finished, and then we are done.
Yep. And we move on.
So in total, each episode, we kind of calculated it. Each episode takes us about a week to do.
Yep.
From start to finish, that's everything from acquiring footage, not like filming the footage, but acquisition of the footage, review, scripting, pre-production, shooting.
It's 40 to
editing.
50 hours every episode.
It is a full-on 5-day.
And it used to be more, but we've kind of gotten better at it.
Yeah, we got a lot streamlined.
Yeah,
pretty streamlined.
We've gotten better at it over the years, just because we've done it more, and it's made it a little bit easier for us. But it used to be more time than that. We've got it down to about 40, 50 hours per episode. Yeah. And anyway, so it comes once we approve those things and we get a final, then we upload those to the networks.
Then we get to deal with the FTPs.
FTPs, uploads.
Which, thank God, they're going away, and we're able to just do it a different way now. Yeah.
Links.
It's going a different way.
But we have to upload to 3 networks right now. We upload to Pursuit, and they kind of have their way. They want things done. And then we upload to Wild TV.
And they got their ways.
And they kind of got their way. They want things done. And then we upload to...
or sometimes hand deliver
to KSBI here in Oklahoma, where we air locally. And we got a station in Florida, too. I got to get episodes, too. They want to pick us up and start running out of the Fort Walton, Florida area.
Yeah.
Got to get that going. But anyway, so we turn those in, and we have deadlines and all that stuff. We have to have them in by. We get that done. And that's kind of the gist of how...
We made it sound so thrilling.
I know. That was kind of boring.
It was kind of boring.
That was really boring.
So, and to make it not boring, let's talk about the biggest production snafus that we've ever had.
Oh, okay.
Since we've already talked about Dropbox and we're going to go dark, let's go ahead and go down that trail of fun events that have happened.
Well, start it off. Let's hear your thoughts.
So, the thing that makes me the most mad is arriving to shoot, opening up a camera, the card door.
There's no card.
And there's no card.
That happens so stinking much, man.
You'd think at this point...
How many times have we driven somewhere to film 20, 30 minutes, turn around and drove back 20 or 30 minutes? Because if it's not the SD card, what else is it?
Keys. That one too.
That happened. Didn't have keys. Yeah, that's happened. But the other is batteries.
The batteries, yeah, batteries, or they're just dead, or they've failed.
Yeah,
or they've
that's
just
happened
completely
too.
failed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also happened with trail cameras, where we literally pulled brand new batteries out of a package, put them in the trail camera to realize that all the batteries are actually dead.
Yeah, that has happened before.
It was actually dead. So
how do we ever pull any of this off? That is a great question. So anyway,
this to say that making a hunting show is not as easy as it sounds.
No, and so that's the deal. There's a lot of guys that set out to do a show. I've had a lot of people be like, "Hey, I want to start a hunting show."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Don't do it." First off, there's just, longevity is the key. We've been doing this 11 years, and so that helps us be able to be financially stable enough to be able to pull this off.
Sort of,
whatever.
On both financially stable and pull it off.
Yeah. If people will pay their bills, we
Yeah.
don't have to. And that's another thing. We could do a whole
Yeah,
thing.
we could do a whole thing on sponsors.
That's our next episode. Can we do that? Can I go on some rampage?
Can you just relieve it? Let them pass it out a little bit.
Yeah. Can I say names?
I'm sure. I don't care. I mean, they owe us a lot of money.
Yeah, I want to call some folks out.
A lot of services.
There's a good teaser for the next episode. Brad goes on a rampage on companies that did not pay their bills.
Yeah,
because there's multiple, and some of them are big names,
and some of them are still doing business.
Some of them are still doing business.
Some of them,
and they
with
know
your
they
likeness.
did us. They know they did us dirty.
Oh yeah, I think they do it. I think it's not a habit they initialized on us. I think it's a learned thing that they just got to pass on to the current victim.
Probably.
Yeah, they'll do it again too.
You're probably right. Anyway, I'm gonna call some folks out. I'm gonna bring that heat.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll meet and throw hands with them.
Yeah.
There ain't none of them that owe me money that can beat me up. I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of them.
There you go.
Did you hear me, Gary?
Oh God.
Anyway, I'm a big dude. Let's go. Anyway, yeah. So we're paid programming. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah. Hunting show is harder than you think.
Yeah, it definitely is. But other just production issues. What's funny is it comes back from just guys in the field. What is something that these guys have been filming for us? We don't have any rookies. We don't have anybody that's not doing it and been doing it a long time. But what's something that we consistently don't get?
Recreate.
So if you're watching a hunting show and you see the animal and it cuts back to the guy picking his bow up off a bow hook and then putting his release on and drawing his bow back.
Knocks the arrow.
Yeah, right.
Any of the things that you're already done.
Right, exactly. It's already, those are all recreates, right? So they just film that deer or whatever, gets shot, runs off, and then our guys are supposed to go back and recreate
immediately
their aspect of what just happened, right? So they get their emotion. This news was like, oh my God, getting all the excitement. And then it's supposed to cut back to them doing recreates. And our guys, even though they've done a lot, we still consistently struggle with this.
Yeah.
And I've made guys go back and do it in July.
Yeah.
99-degree heat, full camo, what you were wearing, and you're going to sit at that cedar tree and you're going to freaking do this.
Yeah. Because it builds suspense, we talked about earlier.
There's a difference. So I tell our guys all the time, you are not an amateur. You're not an amateur, and your footage can't look like an amateur.
Mm-hmm.
Just do the little things. It's just little stuff. Getting those recreates, having an opener, hey, driving in the truck. Hey, we're going to go out and, hunt today. This is what we're doing. This is who's with me. Doing an opener and closure of your episodes and of your hunt and doing your recreates.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
It's not. It's just making sure you have the mental ability to remember it.
This segment of the show,
we don't know yet,
is brought to you by...
Oh, we went a little premature.
I did. I was a little early. It's a loud train.
It's a loud.
Just the train. He's hauling it.
Yeah, that is not going slow.
That dude is getting it right now. There he is.
That's a Burlington
Northern Santa Fe. This segment of the podcast brought to you. Oh, speaking of sponsors, we forgot our drink sponsor today.
We did. Bring them in.
We brought Deer Camp Coffee. Bringing it in close.
There we go.
All right. We got a different flavor here. This is the Huntress. This is a medium roast from our friends from Deer Camp Coffee. We're so excited about having a beverage partnership.
We botched the second episode. We
didn't botch it. We brought them in. They're here.
We brought them in at like the 40-minute mark.
It is what it is, bro. All right. We just let it
now
build.
we're having to plan things, and it's just not. It's not the same.
Quitting.
It's not the
We're
same.
done. I'm just kidding.
Hey, look, there it is. There's the close-up.
Oh, there it is. I can get real close to this camera.
There we go.
Deer Camp Coffee. All right.
Yeah.
The Huntress blend. Anyway.
It's good stuff.
It
is
really
good stuff.
It's good stuff. Good people, too.
Yeah.
Let me just plop that right there. Perfect. Anyway, what are we talking about?
So after this point.
The guys in their filming.
Yeah.
And recreates.
Yeah.
That we struggle still with guys getting their recreates because it's a difference between your footage being okay and excellent.
Yeah.
And we're looking for excellent. If we're going to put it out, it needs to be excellent.
It's the little things like that set you apart from a storytelling aspect and from a professionalism aspect as we're actually showing our sponsors the things that people have given us or the financial contribution, making sure that they're heard and seen. And it's just another way that.
And then the other aspect, what have we always said? We want to be the best produced hunting show that happens to be faith-based.
Yep.
Just because we're faith-based doesn't mean that we have to put out something that's halfway done.
Yeah, we want to be in the upper echelon. We want our faith to be our worldview that we carry through this hunting show. It's not something that is anyway. It's not a overarching thing. It is just our worldview, and we're not going to cram it on people. We want people to be able to hear it where they're at, where they in their own circumstance.
Yes, for sure.
And watch great TV.
And watch good TV. And
because if we don't have great TV, guess what they're not going to hear?
The gospel, man.
They ain't going to hear the message.
They're going to stick around to the end.
They ain't going to stick around.
And we try not to shove it down anybody's throat. That's the thing about what makes us a little bit different in what we do is that Final Descent Outdoors, it's not a guy that doesn't know the Lord, guy or girl, don't want to offend anybody here. Majority of our about 80% of our viewership is male.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want them to catch on from the very beginning. This Final Descent Outdoors is this, we're going to be preaching at you.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal, men's ministry is hard.
Yeah.
Primary audience is men. Men's ministry is hard. It's hard to get dudes to walk in the door. And so we're out here using the old common ground of the outdoors, trying to be able to share the gospel. And so, we end every show with it. And there's subtle things throughout the show about God. We'll mention God. We'll talk about praying. We show prayer sometimes.
Yeah, that's the worldview part of it.
It's the worldview part of it. But we wrap everything together with that devotion. And we want to hook a guy in to watch Final Descent Outdoors because it's done well, because it's produced well, that it's exciting. I mean, they are killing a 178-inch 8-pointer in Iowa.
Yeah.
That Paul Powers is killing a 196, or, Noel Evans is shooting a log because he missed a hog. Back to back, just ragging on back-to-back episodes.
Both of them.
I know we're going to have Noel on for he's going to redeem himself.
No, I'd rather not.
Okay. Anyway, but we want guys to tune in because it's exciting. It's all those things. It's fun to watch. He's passionate about hunting, and it's a passionately done hunting show.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's the hook. Mm-hmm. And then we want them to stick around for that devotion at the end, where we challenge them to be, with the gospel.
Yeah, and we hope that it's just like any relationship. Like you don't want to just. Rarely ever does it work when you're just like, "Hey, you're a sinner. You need Jesus."
Yeah, turn or burn, turn or burn, baby.
What building that relationship and allowing people to see your life, your worldview, the things that are around you, 100%. And then getting to see that purpose.
100%.
Like that's the way we want to approach each episode as well. We don't want to just full on, cram something down someone's throat without letting them see that we're actually trying to live it out and walk it out at the same time.
100%, man. Agree 100%. And so that's why we try to do what we do with the show. And God has used that in an incredible way. Like the ministry of Final Descent has been really incredible. So this 11 years nationally, we filmed for a couple years and ran locally for 3 years before that. So this is our 14th year. Wow. That we've been filming. That's wild. 14 years we've been filming and doing the show. Outside of that, non-COVID years, I travel and speak at men's events all over the country.
You say that like there's been other COVID years.
Well, there's been kind of two. I mean, we're still kind of
the new normal.
Yeah. But in 2019, I spoke at 42 churches. And go and speak and share, two of my favorite passions, God and the outdoors.
Yeah.
And I go and share about that, and God has been faithful through the show and through traveling and speaking, which was because of the show. That's the platform. The show gives that opportunity. We've seen over 4,800 salvations. Mm-hmm. Is that not unbelievable?
That's unbelievable.
4,800 that we know of.
Yeah, that's that we know of. I think it's more than that.
I do too, because there's people. I mean, how many times have you ever gone and emailed a show?
Exactly.
How many times have you watched a TV show and be like, I'm going to send those guys an email?
Yeah, it doesn't happen. I have never done it.
I've never done it.
Personally, I've never ever emailed a show. Like I rarely comment on a YouTube video.
Yeah, me either.
Like I rarely do any of that stuff.
Yeah. But you're also a butthole.
Yeah, a little bit. Just full on brown eye.
You're kind of a tool. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm a kind of a tool. Let's be honest.
And misery loves its company.
That's why we're best friends, bro. That's why we hang out.
Just two brown eyes together.
Just two tools. Me and you together. This is a tool bag.
A tool bag, a bag of tools.
That's right. Just a bag of tools.
That's a bag of tools.
Yeah, we'll just climb in. You see us in a cab of a pickup, you can call that a tool bag. That's not a cab. That's a tool bag.
That's a toolbox.
That's a tool.
Play me out.
That was really good. I like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's been the goal of the show all along, and God has been faithful. This guy's been faithful.
Despite us.
Yeah, well, that ain't no lie.
Man.
That ain't no lie.
Despite us and our horrible production antics.
Sometimes. Sometimes it's good.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes we walk away and we're like, what happened?
We're shooting some interviews today.
And we're going to make sure we get onto those interviews starting at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. When
perfect.
It really just, the sun is just full on.
I think I'll wear a hoodie.
Just ready to headbutt us in the face.
I think I'll wear a hoodie.
I think I'll wear full camo.
I think we've done it. We just did it.
Yeah,
our commercial for JTS.
Yeah, we just shot with JTS, and that was it was warm.
It was.
I was in shorts and a t-shirt, and I was warm.
I was in full camo from the waist up.
Yeah, cold gear.
But I had shorts on underneath it.
Yeah,
so.
We're not shooting from the waist down.
I was like,
all day.
Bro.
That's a new trick that we've employed a lot lately.
Yeah. I had on pants though when we at the end.
When some of them we had to, like that when I was in the tree stand we had to.
The last, which was the hottest part of the day.
It was the hottest part of the day, but we were under the shade of a tree.
Not when remember when I just unloaded that sucker, just
Yeah, that one was full sun.
Yeah, but that was cool too. So
but
you
it was worth it.
Bear the heat to just rack off 10 rounds out of it.
It is worth it. We ought to bring one of those shotguns at the podcast and just set it up here one time.
Yeah.
Because they are cool.
Let's do that.
That'll be really cool.
You should have brought one. We should have.
Anyway,
so yeah, man, the actual episode side of things and how God has used the show has been cool. I know last week that's kind of how we ended things, was talking about, a viewer. But God has been faithful. And it's not just about salvation. We have people asking for prayer.
Yeah.
We've given away Bibles. We've done some really, really cool stuff through it. And there's some of those that continue to stick out to me, some of those stories.
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of emails from women, but one sticks out to me. I had a wife email me from Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, hey, I just wanted to share this story with you. And maybe this is a great way for us to kind of even wrap up today's episode. Another cool story of how God's used the show. Because of this GoPro camera, this bicep looks like it is like, look at that.
Like you're not playing around, huh?
Yeah, like you want to arm wrestle me because I'm just going to destroy you. The curve is in me.
Yes.
That's good and bad because it makes half of me look ginormously fat.
And then the other part really like a giant arm.
Yeah,
like you're a professional arm wrestler.
Oh, I just got this like beast stuff. So if you're like listening to the podcast, you don't see it. It looks like I have like 48-inch arms right now because this GoPro. Maybe I do, suckers.
I was gonna say you
know what I mean.
Claimed it.
I should have just claimed
this angle is just from
it's
shoulders
just normality.
up,
Yeah, it's just normality. You can't really tell what kind of guns I'm packing.
Yeah.
But go back to that front. It's like bam, just boom. Oh, they look like I could pick up a 350 motor out and just take it out, just pull it. I don't need no.
I
cherry.
am a cherry picker.
I don't need a cherry picker. I've got look at this right arm right here. That's your cherry picker.
The email from the woman in Indiana.
Sorry,
that was the rabbit trail of all rabbit trails.
That was really bad.
That was full on. I mean, whole litter of rabbits going.
Sorry about that.
That's good. I mean, we've set a standard already. If the people don't know at this point, then
I know all 6 of you. Apologize.
Sorry.
Anyway, so I get this email from this lady in Indiana, and she says, I wanted to share with you a story. And she says, me and my husband been married like 18 years. We got 3 kids. It's like a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old, 9-year-old, somewhere in that ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, ever since we've been married, my husband doesn't go to church. Doesn't. It's not his thing. Doesn't go. Not so much he doesn't believe. He's just not in. Doesn't want to go. And so basically, since they started having kids, every Sunday she gets up, takes the kids to church with her on Sundays. That's what they do. And her husband, she said, he sits and either goes hunting on that Sunday or he, is watching hunting on Sunday morning. It's kind of his day off. Goes fishing, watching sports, whatever it is. But they go to church and leave Dad at home. And as the kids have gotten older, they kind of like, well, if Dad doesn't have to go to church, why do we have to go to church? And the dad basically stepped up and said, hey, listen, we're not going to force these kids to go to church. These kids don't want to go to church. They don't have to. They can stay home with me. And so this woman starts going to church by herself, and she's heartbroken. Yeah. Kids want to stay home. Dad doesn't go, so I'm not going to go. It's kind of turning into a thing in their house, and she's heartbroken. And so she's in a married Sunday school class. And she just mentions it in her class, says, hey, could you guys be praying for me? Here's what's going on. I'm here without my kids for the first time in like 15 years, and I'm heartbroken about it. They're not coming. And she just kind of shared the situation. And anyway, there's a guy in the class who was a hunter, and he knew that her husband hunted. And he says, hey, has your husband ever watched Final Descent Outdoors? And she's like, I don't know. And she says, well, this is what it is. This is Final Descent Outdoors. It's on the Pursuit channel. Woo, knocked over our coffee. It's on the Pursuit channel. You should have him watch it. He looked it up, gets the show times. Mm-hmm. So she goes home, goes to the DVR, records Final Descent Outdoors.
I like it.
She goes home, records Final Descent Outdoors.
I like it.
Rolls around like a week later. What's that?
So there's scripture about this.
Yeah. Rolls around like a week later. She said kids are in bed. Husband's watching TV. He's watching some hunting show. She's doing dishes, cleaning up from dinner that night, and they're kind of visiting. And she says, hey, I recorded a show I want you to watch. And, he's probably like, oh, great, some HGTV, something. And she goes, it's a hunting show. And he's like, what? She goes, yeah, it's on the DVR. It's called Final Descent Outdoors. And so he scrolls down and he hits it, and he tunes in. Guess what episode it is?
I don't know. I haven't heard the story.
How do you not know? I thought you knew all my stories.
Well, no.
Okay.
Mostly, concussions. Talked about that before.
That's right. You forgot them.
Short term, like a memory of a fish.
Yeah, goldfish.
Yeah.
What did they say? Goldfish, 3 seconds?
Something. It's actually more than that, but colloquially, got the word in again.
Okay. Anyway, her husband tunes in. It's the episode that we're in the Miller Ranch, helicopter hog hunting with the Benghazi Heroes. We got Mark Geist, John Teagan, 2 of the heroes of Benghazi, 13 hours, you're familiar with it. If you're not, you've lived under a rock. Yeah. They were 2 of the heroes of Benghazi, wrote the book 13 Hours, had the unbelievable motion picture made about them, 2 buddies of ours. Anyway, so we're in the Miller Ranch in Texas, helicopter hog hunting, and it's action-packed, dude. Like, it is an awesome episode. We're flying around, shooting coyotes and hogs, and it's just like, it's incredible. Yeah. And he's just like, oh, my gosh, this is awesome. Like, it's a dream of mine. I'd love to do that. Well, then we get to the end, and there's the devotion. And she says, in that moment's when I knew why that guy in my Sunday school class wanted my husband to watch Final Descent Outdoors. And so he starts watching over several weeks. He's watching, and she goes, I see him watching Final Descent, like on Sunday evenings. When we hear Sunday evenings, he's watching. And anyway, she goes, this goes on for a couple weeks. And she said, she emailed us on a Monday, and she goes, the reason I'm emailing you today is that yesterday I got up, I got dressed, ready for church, ready to go by myself, and I came out, and my husband was sitting in the couch with a collared shirt on. And he says, honey, do you mind if I go to church with you today?
That's good.
Is that not incredible, Adam?
I don't know. It makes me keep the camera on you because I'm tearing up on it. So.
Are you? I cry like an emotional pregnant woman, and it makes my eyes water.
It's good stuff. That's those stories like we talked about last week that just make it worth it,
doesn't it?
Makes it all worth it.
Yeah. That was an incredible story that I'll never forget, getting that email from this woman from Indiana who said, man, I want to thank you so much for what you guys are doing, because this may have saved my marriage. This may have saved, it's this whole situation.
It's speaking on like the making all things worth it, like it's production on the show is hard. It's like any job, any job's tough.
Yeah.
And every job's got its own unique set of circumstances. But it's really cool that we get a firsthand experience of being able to see God work through that and see the fruit of that.
Yeah.
Really, I think there's a lot of people that don't get to see the fruit of some of the stuff that they do for the Lord.
No, that's right.
And we get to see so much of it.
Yeah, we do. We're blessed.
And we're very blessed.
Yeah. Because we get to see but on the flip side of that, we know we're planting seeds, man.
Yeah.
We know we are. We're planting a ton of seeds.
Yeah.
And so God's been faithful in that, and we know it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm getting some feedback off my cell phone.
I think it's me.
Is it you?
Oh, it's your old arch nemesis.
Is it Roy? Oh my gosh.
It's your old arch nemesis.
Roy, we're filming a podcast, and it would be just like you, Roy, in this moment to interrupt me doing production work. This is just what you do, Roy. It's like you come here, Adam has to bail on me, and he replaces himself with you to film the interviews for an episode.
Yes.
And then here you are, we're in the midst of filming a podcast, and you would call and interrupt it.
Yes, this is for real.
It's
real.
what I do. It is what I do. It is what I'm made for.
Do you have a sixth sense that Brad is doing something important, and you're just I'm going?
My thought process is Brad is doing something that he thinks is important, but he's going to talk to me because he knows that I'm more important.
Oh man, that's cold-blooded right there. I love it. So for the folks that are wondering who this person is, this is old Roy, just like the dog food. Stouffer, just like the lasagna. So it is dog food lasagna. Roy, old Roy.
They used to tell me that I was the Stouffer's from the fish sticks. So
I love it. Roy is one of the owners of Thorn Broadheads. Adam rocking the old Thorn Broadheads hat right now.
I am. I've got Thorn on right now.
I know he does. And this is Roy calling to interrupt our process. But
I think Roy should finish off the podcast for us.
Just put a ripple in the flow.
A ripple in the flow. That's old Roy putting a ripple into the flow. Roy, we are literally at the end of the podcast. We need to have you on a podcast.
We need to hash some things out.
That's a great way to put it. Now, Roy's one of my really good friends. Anyway, so Roy, we're going to wrap this podcast up. You just hang out here on the phone for a second while we close it out. And
Do I want a prize?
What's that?
Whenever I have to hang on, normally it's because you need my address because I want a prize.
Oh, it is, huh? Okay. All right. Yeah, it'll be in the mail. That prize will be in the mail, buddy. All right, hold on a second. Let us close this thing out, and then we'll visit with you.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. All right, folks. So, Adam, how can people get a hold of you?
You can find me on the social medias at Hurley Films, HearlyFilms. YouTube's the best place to find me. It's where we put a video up every week and stuff going on in our life and family. And then you can find Final Descent Outdoors all over the place.
All over the place. Usually FD Outdoors on Instagram, Twitter, Final Descent Outdoors on Facebook. And I didn't talk about my TikTok situation in this episode.
We'll get into that one.
We'll get into that one. I lost 40,000 followers on TikTok because they said I had endangered my children because they were going down a water slide during a live video. So I lost 40,000 followers. So it's Brad Clay _ Final Descent. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, I got an email back.
Just hold it back. We're going to get into that later because that's interesting.
Oh, yeah, I'm very frustrated. Your dad's a lawyer, right?
Oh, yes.
All right. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We love you, appreciate you. We'll do it again, probably.
In theory.
In theory.
In theory.
In theory.